a Sunday school class was discussing the handcart journey and the suffering of the saints. The teacher talked about how the trip was ill-advised.
Brethren should have known better. This experiment in immigration was ill-advised.
But the church had no choice if they wanted all the saints to make it to Zion. Finances were too short.
What if they needed a floor? 700 companies have made the trek with no more danger than other companies. But the church deserves criticism for late departure.
I ask you to stop this criticism. You don't know what it's all about. These people just don't have the cold historic facts that mean nothing here. This is no proper interpretation of the questions that are involved. A mistake to lease a late season? Yes. But not one of those people ever had any concern or worry about it. We suffered beyond anything you can imagine, and many died of exposure with all kinds of problems on the trail. They had exposure and starvation that just didn't allow them to go on. Not one ever apostatized of the people like me that were survivors. Not one of us ever apostatized or left the church, because every one of us came through with an absolute knowledge that God lives. And we became acquainted with Him through our extremities. I remember one time on the trail, I looked up ahead and I saw a patch of sand. And I was so weary from illness and lack of food that I could hardly get one foot in front of the other. And I thought to myself, if I can make it up to that sand patch, I will have to give up. I will not be able to go any further. But when I got there, someone was pushing it, and we went through that sand without any trouble, and I turned back to see there was no one there. And then I knew the angels of God were with us. Was I sorry that I chose to come by handcart? No. Neither then or any time since then. The price we paid to become acquainted with God was a privilege to pay. And I am thankful that I was privileged to come.